Welcome back for another new episode of the New Motorcycle Riders Podcast, your podcast for everything about motorcycling. But before we start, hit that subscribe and notification button to stay on top of our latest podcast topics and discussions. I tackle topics that members have expressed interest in and try to give a sensible, logical explanation for them. I upload new podcasts weekly, and it doesn't cost you anything to join in. Plus, it really helps me to reach out to help more motorcyclists. If you have a motorcycle-related topic you would like to hear discussed on my podcast, please send me a message to andrew@newmotorcycleriders.com, and let's make that happen. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our website, www.newmotorcycleriders.com, where you will find all of our podcasts and videos. Again, thank you for joining me on my podcast, and please leave a comment below. Also, don't forget to check out our new book, New Motorcycle Riders, Motorcycling for Beginners. It's available at Amazon and major bookstores. Now, buying a used motorcycle from a private owner can be intimidating, especially for a new rider. So you need to know how to protect yourself from scams and con artists. If you don't know, it would be preferable to have someone with you who you trust and has experience in these types of transactions. There are a few things you need to be aware of when purchasing a used motorcycle from a private owner. Although there are a few ways you could run into problems, in this podcast, I'm going to touch on one specific area: titles and VIN numbers. Now, I know I said one, but these two actually go hand in hand. First, just because a title looks clean and the VIN numbers match doesn't mean it is. There are a few reasons this can happen, but I'm going to give you an example based on my experience. A person has a motorcycle and they have full coverage on it. They own the motorcycle free and clear and have the title in hand with no liens or encumbrances. The motorcycle gets into a wreck and the insurance company decides it isn't worth fixing. The insurance company pays the owner and then notifies motor vehicles that the motorcycle is junk or salvage. The owner, who is still in possession of the original title, which hasn't been stamped, decides to repair the motorcycle on their own. After fixing the motorcycle, they decide to sell it with the unstamped title and without letting the prospective new buyer know that it had been salvaged by an insurance company. Sometimes a motorcycle can exchange hands a few times, and the seller that you are dealing with may not know it was salvaged. The problem won't come up until someone goes to register it. This is why a VIN check is so important. It would have picked this up and saved you the headache of buying a motorcycle that is unregisterable. Now let's talk about VIN numbers and tags. A red flag for a motorcycle buyer is a motorcycle with a polished frame. Motorcycles with polished frames tend to have the VIN tag removed. Even if the VIN tag has been replaced, an experienced person will know this, and motor vehicles could give you a problem or make you have the motorcycle bonded in order to register it. Now, there are a few VIN check apps and websites that for a small fee will give you the information on the VIN and history of a motorcycle. Trust me, it's well worth the money to invest in this. I don't buy any used motorcycle from a private owner without doing this. Another thing to look for is the name on the title not matching the name of the person selling you the motorcycle. The last thing you want to do is purchase a motorcycle from someone to find out it was reported stolen by the owner or person on the title. Not only will you lose your money, but you may find yourself in some legal trouble cost you even more money to get out of. Always make sure you know who you're dealing with and how to find them if there are any issues. Well, that's going to do it for today's podcast, folks. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something from it. Please leave a comment below about the episode and or anything that you may have thought that I missed that you would like to add. Maybe there's something more you could add to this to share your perspective. Also, contact me at andrew@newmotorcycleriders.com if there's something in particular you would like to hear discussed on my podcast. Maybe you'd like to be a guest host on our podcast. Let me know. As always, be safe and enjoy your ride.